this is Elo from Fan Pros. Welcome to the channel. We're gonna go rapid fire with this one. Just a couple of things I want to kind of touch on. Number one, congratulations to our New York Knicks, 5 in a row. The last video that I gave you guys, I told you guys that was the most concerning loss I've ever seen for the year. The Dallas loss. There was no, that's the type of loss you get fired from. And big changes get made. So I'm proud of the team for rebounding from that. I'm proud of Mikal Bridges for taking responsibility for his play. You remember, in that video, I didn't highlight Cat. I highlighted Mikal Bridges. All right? Check the video that I did with Ed, via phone. That was I believe that was the very last video that we did on the Knicks. But just scroll, you'll see me put it in the description box. But I was very adamant about that. It wasn't a Cat thing. It was a Mikal Bridges and an OG thing where they weren't pulling their weight. They weren't doing what they're supposed to do. And I ain't gonna say they heard me, but they've been doing what they're supposed to do and what they're capable of doing. The coach is kind of getting it now with how he is supposed to coach this team. And he's been putting the focus on defense. Listen, at the end of the day, you have 3 all-world defenders when their mind is into the game. And that is OG, that is Mikal, and that is Mitchell Robinson. And, need I forget, the great X factor off the bench. Deuce McAllister. Deuce McBride. My bad. Deuce McBride. All right? As long as we have those guys in the game, and I mean, those are our all-world caliber defenders. They just need to be incorporated. There needs to be a game plan for them. It needs to be incorporated, and we just need the other guys like Jalen and Cap to just try to work a little harder on defense. But we have those guys, man. There needs to be communication, which is what Deuce has been screaming about all year. There needs to be communication on the defensive end better, and they've been doing that. And listen, defense and rebounding, like the great Pat Riley said a long time ago, wins championships. And it was one of the best quotes. There have been many, but one of the best quotes ever in basketball history, bar none. So that's why we got what we got now. All right. So that's it. The next order of business. Next order of business, and like I said, 5 in a row. You can't beat that. 5 in a row. They've played dominant. They've won by huge margin. So, and the last Mikal Bridges game was phenomenal. He's playing well. The game before that was phenomenal. The Portland game, Brunson, who was sick, is starting to play better now, and Josh Hart is playing better now. So, listen, man, when it's said and done, I think that the Knicks are good, to be honest, and I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm not worried about this team. Once this team gets used to the system, I think Brown is kind of slowed down, too, on the consistent, we need to run. I think he's focused more on the defensive end, because that's really what's needed. The defensive end part of it is what's needed. Once they do that, that'll create the runouts. All right? So kudos to our Knicks winning 5 in a row. I think they're going to be on 1 going into the All-Star break. You can count on that. All right? So that's that. Congrats to them. Let's keep it going. Let's run it up. Let's keep the confidence going. Buy into the system on the offensive, on the offensive side of it. And one last thing: the Knicks are moving without the ball. I said that all season. I said that going into the season, all season. As long as they move without the basketball, do the little things, and if Brunson can start to continue to run more pick and roll with Cat, listen. Karl Anthony Towns, if you run him in a consistent pick and roll, him and Brunson are unstoppable. They're both unstoppable. The league has no answer for that. Brown just has to realize that and run it consistently as a part of the offense. That should be 45 at the least, 65 at the most to the offense. they will always get a good shot. All right. So Knicks are going to be all right. Going into the Giants, my big blue, my favorite football team all time. Been a Giant fan since '79. Very happy with John Harbaugh as the coach that we have now. It was between him and Mike Tomlin that was on my dream list, and we got Harbaugh. I'm very happy. He's taking control immediately. I think he's going to have control over that draft. And I think Big Blue is on their way. They have structure. They have a real head coach, not a fake boy genius, which they've been chasing the last how many years since Coughlin's been gone. Now we got a real coach, a real winner, and a guy that takes control and can run this organization the way it's supposed to be run. All right? So for me, I've been blessed to be at the last Giants Super Bowl. Went there. My wife, just on a whim, I wanted to go. It was a dream to be at a Super Bowl. My beautiful wife, who is also a great travel agent, looked it up, saw some good tickets for me to get there. I took care of the rest, and it was one of the greatest trips I've ever had in my life. Going to see the Giants win the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots and Brady, one of the great quarterbacks I've seen in recent memory. All right, not the greatest. The greatest would be Joe Montana, but Brady is in that. He's in that talk for top 5 all time, maybe 2. So, and that's debatable, but he's top 5 for sure. But long story short, that's the last time I see my team win. I'm very thankful I went to that. Very happy. Never forget it. One of the greatest moments ever. If I could find some old footage, because I took video camera back then, I'm gonna post it for sure to the channel, just so you guys get a glimpse of what I saw. It was awesome. And Patriot fans, I know Patriots, you guys are in the Super Bowl coming up against the Seahawks fans. I'll say this: the Patriot fans, after we won, were very gracious. They were wonderful. I partied with a bunch of Patriot fans. Bought me drinks as a Giant fan. So much respect to the Patriots. And we'll see. We'll see. I don't, as far as Super Bowl wise, I mean, both teams have won Super Bowls in the last, 20 years? That's a tough one. But I would probably lean towards, that's a tough one, man. I don't know. I want to lean towards Seattle, but something about Drake, man, that just has me like, I think this guy has got the it factor. I think I'm going to pick Drake, man. I'm going to go with the Patriots. I hate the Patriots, but I think I'm going to go with them. Reason being, for him to win that game in horrible weather conditions, that says a lot. That reminds me of our old Giants, the old Eli, the greatest Giant quarterback ever, to Phil Simms, to Hostetler. That just that toughness it takes to win a game like that. Good weather, you win that easy. So I think, I believe the Patriots will win it. If I had to pick a score, you just gun on my head. You really want me to do this now? You guys really want me to do this now? Let's see. 28-17. Patriots over Seattle. All right, that's it. Going on to the next order of business. Rangers rebuild year. We got our butts kicked by the Islanders the other night. And I just want to say one thing about this. When we had the opportunity to win the Cup a couple years ago, we should have done it. And this goes to the Yankees too, who I'm also going to parlay into this. Yankees. And I gave videos during that run where we made it to the World Series. I didn't do that year because, I'll be honest with you, fam, I didn't think the Yankees would get back there. And this is why. When you have Soto and a team like that, they should have re-signed Soto, and they should have re-signed Soto, and I believe they would have actually made it back to the World Series. Yeah, we might not have gotten Max Fried, but I think the offense would have been dominant, and they had enough pitching. Even without Fried, the rookie Rodon, I think I think the Yankees could have made it there. Because you look at the Dodgers pitching. The Dodgers pitching was patchwork. But what they had was an incredible dominant offense. All right? And they had a bullpen that just came up clutch. I think the Yankees could have done that. But that's neither here nor there. We made the moves we made. And, I mean, right now, we'll see. We'll see. I really didn't expect much for this team going in. I thought they made minimal moves, such as Bellinger, which, I mean, but it was a content creator, Yankee content creator. I'm going to leave his information in the description box, and I'm going to text it as well. I want you guys to look him up. He's probably one of the best Yankee YouTubers in the YouTube, hemisphere right now. He's awesome. I just don't want to give the wrong information right now because the exact name of his site slips me, but I've looked at him many times before. I'll leave it in the description box. But he actually talked me off the ledge. And I've been a Yankee fan since 1976. So, we'll see. We'll see with the Yankees. Again, he's very optimistic. I like what he kind of put out there. If it's up to me, I really don't know where the Yankees will finish this year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we signed Bellinger, which is not a lot. So, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully everybody's healthy. And, man, Cashman continues to survive. This guy's incredible. How this guy survives each year after no World Series win since, that's another thing. The last time I saw a World Series win for my Yankees, I was there. I was there. That Game 6, Hideki dominant game, I was there at that game with Mo closing the game out with my brother-in-law. So, listen, man, when I speak on my teams, I speak from experience. I was there at these events, man. Wonderful game. Hideki, I forgot his name, Matsui. Dominant game, won the game for us. And then Mo, the minute Mariano Rivera got up to the plate, I was around a bunch of Philly fans, very good, very nice guys. The minute Mariano came up, they all shook my hand and left. Because we had the greatest closer in the history of the sport on our team, Mariano Rivera. But it was a wonderful time. You can see me smiling, thinking about it. That was the glory days. I never would have imagined that'd be the last time I'd see a World Series win again from the Yankees and since then. But I do want to say this, and this is just quick, and I'm going to transition off the Yankees. I told the fans around me that were Yankee fans, by that time, the Yankees were the fans were corporate. They just went there because it was an event. I don't think there were a lot of die-hard Yankee fans. Like, listen, I camped out for 1998 Game 1 World Series tickets against the San Diego Padres. Camped out. The minute they beat the Cleveland Indians, I think it was Game 6, or I forgot, 7 at Yankee Stadium, I can't remember. But the minute they beat the Indians, I drove in my car, with sleeping bag, got online. Back then you had to camp. There was no StubHub. There was no any of this stuff. You had to actually physically get the ticket. So I got my sleeping bag, my radio, and all that stuff, man. Camped out, into the next day, finally got the tickets for me and my brother-in-law. Never forget it. Made friends on the line. Met these guys when I actually got into the stadium. My boy was head of security that I didn't even know. Not gonna mention his name here, but my brother, I was like, yo, what up, G? Kicked it with him. Got to my seat. Ended up having the same guys that I camped out with for the ticket were there, and it was probably, other than the Giant Super Bowl win was up there. That was probably the greatest moment I've ever had against Tom Brady, the last Super Bowl win. But that win against that win, Game 1 win against the Padres, was the loudest I've ever heard Yankee Stadium in my life. And I've been to many Yankee games. Many. Legit Yankee fan. Reggie Jackson was my childhood idol, man. Going back, it shook. The minute Chuck Knobloch hit the 3-run homer, I think it was 3-run homer to tie, and then Tino hit the grand slam, I was buried underneath fans. Buried. Could you imagine being buried underneath a pile of fans, high-fiving, screaming till you had no breath left in your lungs? That's what I experienced. One of the greatest moments I've ever experienced as a sports fan. All right, but to go from there to now, and listen, I told you guys this in a bunch of videos that I said, listen, when you have an opportunity to win a championship, this is the Rangers a couple of years ago, this is the Yankees 2 years ago. Yankees can't lose a game 1 to the Dodgers. That game 1 cannot be lost. You can't recover from that. The game they lost at Yankee Stadium with the Judge fumble and then the Cole blunder, you cannot do that and win a championship. And those type of losses, you don't recover from. It sets you back. And we are where we are now. I'm praying. I'm a Yankee fan, so I always want them to win. But will they get back to where they were? I don't know, man. Sports is cruel, man. When you get your chance to win, you gotta close the deal. You have to. And since we're at the Garden, Knicks game 3 against the Houston Rockets, 1994. Y'all remember. Knicks had to win that. Knicks had to win that. If they win that game, they win the series. We're not even talking about the last time we won was since Clyde and all that. We're not even talking about that. We would have beat Hakeem, but it didn't happen. We are where we are now. But keeping it on Yankees, keeping it on Rangers, you got to win when you have the chance. You cannot let it slip between your fingers. If you do, tomorrow's not promised to anybody. You are not guaranteed you'll get back. That may have been the way of sports when I grew up with the Pistons, the Pistons and then the Bulls. No more. It's too competitive. It's harder to keep these guys contractual wise. It's just harder to keep a dominant team together. Unless there's league influence behind it. All right. So that's neither here nor there. All right. So listen, man. Giants, I think, will be okay with Harbaugh. They have vision now. Rangers are on a rebuild mode. Hopefully we're able to get back to where we can be. It's going to be tough. We still have solid players, but, it is what it is. The Yankees, we'll see. And again, I'm going to leave my guys' information in the description box and in the chat that really picked me up and got me being a little more optimistic about them when I looked at this video, man. But I will see. But he did. I'm gonna put all his information down below in the chat. Again, like, subscribe, look in the description box, guys. And his information is there. Subscribe to his channel and everything else. Last but not least, tonight, big fight. Stephenson versus Teofimo Lopez. This is a pick'em. I really don't know who's going to win. Both are very good fighters. It's going to be a great boxing match. I'm excited. Gun to my head, I would say maybe Shakur Stevenson split decision, 12 rounds. Or UD, 12 rounds, Shakur Stevens. But Teofimo is big, strong, skilled. He was one of the few, if any, to really dominate Lomachenko. So, and he's natural at that weight. I think Shakur is coming up. So a lot of times you're not bringing that power. But Shakur is going to have to bring his boxing IQ. He's going to have to box, stick and move, stay in the middle of the ring, stay away from the ropes. You know what I'm saying? Tie up if he's on the ropes. Use just regular, solid, fundamental boxing acumen to win the fight. I think he can. Just got to box. All right? And if Teofimo comes in low to try to work the body, sneak a nice uppercut in there. Right or left will do. Sneaky. And then tie him up, get up out of there. For Teofimo, just maul him, man. If Teofimo can establish a solid jab, powerful jab, I definitely think he can beat him. I even think he can stop Shakur. That's just me. But this is going to be a great fight. I want everybody to watch it. I'm here at where it'll be at, Madison Square. So everybody out there, watch this fight. It's going to be a very good fight. It's good to see two very good, solid, upper echelon stars in the sport of boxing fighting each other. It's what I grew up on, you know, from my idol Muhammad Ali to Sugar Ray Leonard, my idol, to, you know, Mike Tyson, one of the most deadly heavyweights I've ever watched, to the greatest boxer, pure boxer I've ever seen in my life, Floyd Mayweather Jr., known as TBE, and Roy Jones. Another guy that people don't give a lot of credit to. Roy, before Floyd became the pound-for-pound king, it was Roy Jones Jr. Incredible combinations. If you're out there, you want to watch a fight with great combinations put together to close a show, watch Roy Jones versus Vinny Pazienza. Vinny Pazienza is a Hall of Fame fighter. Great fighter. Dominant. Incredible fighter.